To many fans, being a professional wrestler is a dream job, but it seems that some who've actually made it don't take it as seriously as they should. Despite making a living off their passion, there have been tons of superstars who have messed up their careers and ended up leaving the WWE for reasons that likely could have been avoided. These are 5 WWE superstars who ruined their own careers. The original Cara, also known as Mystico, has nobody but himself to blame for his failure in the WWE. He was very quick, had a great look, and had an entertaining moveset, so it looked like he had all the tools needed to succeed. Cara was talented, sure, but his unique style was more susceptible to botches and injuries than others. In fact, Cara was messing up his moves and even entrance so often that he became known as Botch Cara on the internet. Between that, his problems with other superstars, and his refusal to learn English, Cara was a complete failure. Buff Bagwell had a pretty decent run in WCW, but he refused to adapt to his new home in WWE. Bagwell was arrogant and egotistical, and just thought success would naturally come to him without putting in any work to capture the WWE audience. Bagwell didn't get off to a good start after a horrible match against Booker T, and things wouldn't get any better from there. Apparently, Buff Bagwell had his mother call WWE to say he wouldn't make it to work. Suffice to say, Bagwell became a running joke in the company due to his arrogance and poor attitude. I've talked about how great of a superstar Jake the Snake Roberts was back in the 80s and early 90s in a few recent videos. He was simply a good all-round superstar and people loved watching him whenever he was on TV. However, things took a turn when Jake left the WWE to work for other promotions, including WCW. That hurt his career a bit, but what really messed him up was his struggle with drugs and alcohol. Roberts' career was completely ruined by these vices, as even when he returned to WWE, he was never the same. Another example of how prevalent alcohol and drugs were in wrestling just a few decades ago, Scott Hall's career was also ruined by addiction. Hall will be remembered for his runs in WCW and WWE, but it's well known that he was struggling with alcoholism and drugs during his career. Hall has had a very troubled life, as along with his substance abuse problems, he has also had run-ins with the law, most notably when he killed a man in self-defense. WWE tried to help Hall, even putting him in rehab multiple times, but his love for the bottle, among other things, was too much for Scott to overcome. Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Jeff Hardy ruined his WWE career with drug and alcohol abuse. Ultimate Warrior had major problems with WWE, such as disputes over drug tests, money, and a controversial documentary. And Chris Benoit, who will unfortunately be defined by his tragic ending. Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart. That's what many say about the situation surrounding the infamous Montreal Screwjob. Relations between Hart and WWE weren't great, as the WWE champion was set to move to WCW for a bigger paycheck. Now the story goes Vince was wanting Bret to drop the title to Michaels, but Hart simply refused to lose in Canada, which apparently forced McMahon's hand. Anyways, after all was said and done, Bret was in WCW and found himself without much momentum or room to grow. Bret's poor decisions and ego would deal a huge blow to his career that he would never recover from. And those are 5 WWE superstars who ruined their own careers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more wrestling content. Also, if you have anything to add to this list, then let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.